If you've got an Ofsted inspection coming up in 2026, or you're planning to open a nursery or childminder setting, there are a few things you need to know, because the new inspection framework has changed what Ofsted prioritise, and it's caught a lot of people off guard. So in this video, I'm going to break down the areas Ofsted will focus on most this year, how inspectors gather evidence, and how you can prepare so you feel confident and calm on inspection day instead of stressed and overwhelmed. We're going to talk about safeguarding, interactions, emotional well-being, send, curriculum clarity, and the new grading scale. These are the areas that determine whether you land at expected, strong, or exceptional. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what really matters, not the myths, not the overthinking, the things that actually move your inspection outcome. But before we get into all of that, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel Open Nursery with myself, Kurt Liania, where I support you to open, run and grow successful nurseries. I support nursery owners, practitioners, managers and childminders across the UK, and I've helped so many people pass their inspections, fix weak areas and feel genuinely confident with Ofsted. And with the new 2026 framework, I want to give you clear, simple guidance so you can understand what inspectors are really going to be looking for and what you should prioritise in your everyday practice. So let's start with the mindset you need going into 2026, because Ofsted inspections look different now. The days of big folders, theme displays and long curriculum documents, those are gone. The new framework is simple, more child focused and more aligned with what good practitioners do naturally. Here's what's changed. There's a new 5-point grading scale. You're no longer getting one overall judgment like good or outstanding. Instead, each area is graded separately on a scale from exceptional being the highest down to strong expected, standard expected, needs attention and urgent improvement. Safeguarding is also now separate. You either meet safeguarding expectations or you don't, getting a met or not met grade. Inspectors now use a stricter evidence toolkit too. This should mean more consistency. They have clear guidance on what to observe, ask and check. And there's less focus on paperwork and more focus on your real practice. Emotional well-being is also now central. Ofsted wants to see secure attachments, co-regulation and emotional supportive environments. Interactions matter more than anything. This is the heart of the new framework. And plus, learning walks will be much different. Beforehand, you will now get a phone call from Ofsted discussing a lot of the things prior to them coming. So your inspection success in 2026 is going to come from your quality of practice, not your paperwork. But let's start with the most important area, safeguarding. Safeguarding is the first thing Ofsted will look at. If it isn't strong, nothing else matters. You could be exceptional in every other area, but if your safeguarding is not right, your outcome becomes not met. So here's what inspectors will check. That staff know the reporting pathway. No guessing. No, I'll tell my manager and that's it. Every staff member must know who the DSL is, how to record concerns, how to escalate, what to do if the DSL isn't available, who the local safeguarding partners are, when to call MASH or the equivalent in your area, when to call LADO, and what to do if concerns involve a colleague. There'll be scenario-based questions. Inspectors may ask things like, what would you do if a child disclosed something worrying? What would you do if there was a change in behaviour that concerns you? And what would you do if you had a concern about a member of staff? You also need to have safer recruitment evidence, DBS, references, risk assessments, and a culture that prioritises safeguarding. Staff must feel confident to raise concerns, and your DSL should show confidence. Your DSL must know the process inside out, not just the terminology. Safeguarding is non-negotiable, and strong safeguarding is usually what pulls a setting up from strong to exceptional outcomes. The next priority focus is interactions and language. This is the biggest shift in the 2026 framework, and honestly, it's the area that separates expected practice from strong and exceptional practice. Ofsted wants to see practitioners who build conversations, use language intentionally, extend children's thinking, ask open-ended questions, model language, narrate play, encourage problem solving, show genuine interest in children, engage in shared sustained thinking, and actually talk with children, not at them. Here's the difference between the grades. As expected, staff talk to children, but mainly for instructions or routine. For strong, staff use conversations to shape learning, building vocabulary and connecting ideas. And for exceptional, staff deepen children's thinking, link experiences, extend learning beautifully, and interactions feel natural, warm and meaningful. If you want to move up a grade this year, this is the area to prioritise. With the new inspections, emotional well-being takes centre stage. Inspectors want to see calm, consistent routines. Children should know what's happening next and there should be little chaos. They also want to see secure attachments. Your key person system should be visible in your practice, not just written in your policies. Co-regulation is now a big emphasis too. Not punishment, not raised voices, not timeouts, but co-regulation, helping the child to understand the feeling, not just the behaviour. And we should be supporting children to recognise emotions. Staff should notice when children feel unsure, overwhelmed, tired, or frustrated. Transition should be smooth. Children should move through routines with support and predictability, and they want to see children feeling seen and heard. Inspectors want to see warmth. This area alone can take you from expected to strong. Inclusion and send are also major focus points, and rightly so. Inspectors want to know, how do you identify additional needs early? How do you adapt your provision? How does your SENCO support staff? Do children with SEND participate fully? How do you work with external professionals? How do you involve parents? And are your environments inclusive and accessible? Settings with strong SEND leadership will almost always secure a stronger overall profile. Remember, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be proactive, responsive and confident. The curriculum is where most practitioners and owners overthink things, but honestly, it doesn't need to be complicated. Ofsted are not looking for huge plans or documents. They're not looking for themed weeks. They're not looking for walls covered in planning sheets. They want your curriculum to be clear, simple, purposeful, sequenced, understood by staff and based on your children's needs. And most importantly, staff need to articulate the intent. What are children learning? The implementation. How do you teach it? And the impact. What difference is it making? I.e. the 3 I's. If you want a deeper dive into the 3 I's, I've done a video about this that I'll link below. But if your staff can answer questions confidently and naturally, that's a good basis. But let's define the grades properly, because this is where people get confused. Firstly, there's expected, which would be around a good level previously. Here, children are safe and settled, routines are clear, interactions are consistent, there's a curriculum in place, staff confidence is mostly good, SEND support is functional, and emotional security is visible. For strong, staff should be very confident, interactions should be high quality, there should be clear sequencing of curriculum, staff should articulate learning well, children should be seen to be deeply engaged, your SENCO and inclusion practice is strong, there's a calm reflective environment, and there's consistently warm relationships. But for exceptional, there needs to be interactions that genuinely enhance thinking. Children should show outstanding levels of independence and curiosity, emotional literacy should be deeply embedded, SEND support should be exemplary. There should be leadership that drives quality, not just for your nursery, but for your community and nurseries around you. There should be sustained shared thinking everywhere, and obviously children should be thriving. Some things that might cause your setting to drop down a grade are weak safeguarding answers. For example, staff not explaining referral processes or escalations. Inconsistent behaviour management, in telling off children instead of co-regulating. Weak curriculum understanding, staff saying or showing that you just play. Poor SEND confidence, not knowing how to adapt the environment. Rooms that are overly chaotic, for example, too much noise, too much movement or not enough structure. And staff not knowing children well, not being able to explain progress or next steps. These issues can be fixed before inspections, and when they are fixed, the difference is huge. If you take anything from this video, these are the things that will actually move you up on the Ofsted scale. Safeguarding competence, high quality interactions, emotional well-being, consistent routines, SEND confidence, clear curriculum understanding, staff who can answer questions well, calm organised rooms, secure key person practice, and knowing children deeply. These aren't things you can just show on the day. This is something that you embed in your practice, so start doing that now. This is what Ofsted wants to see, and this is what strong practice looks like. Our supportive practitioners childminders and nursery owners who are terrified of inspections, and I've watched them walk into their visit calm, confident and ready. Some of them came to me after failing before, some had inspectors arriving within weeks, and some felt completely overwhelmed. But once they understood these focus areas, safeguarding, interactions, well-being, inclusion and curriculum, everything changed. So if you want structured guidance, whether that's through my course or mentorship, I'm here to support you. You don't have to prepare alone. If you're preparing for Ofsted in 2026, make sure you check out these videos on the screen next. What Ofsted look for during observations and the key person role. These will help you to feel even more confident. But finally, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless.